Today I'm going to discuss on your passive voice question that I given you few days back. So let's start. We're going to start with question number 16 because the last question stops at 15. They do not speak English in this shop. Now, if you see the sentence, I have already underlined the word speak, which means I have underlined the verb of this sentence. Okay, let's look at the list of things that we should identify before we write our answer. First is your tense. Which tense is used in this sentence? From the sentence given, we know that this is a simple present tense by looking at the verb and by looking at the verb to do. Okay, they have the word do and they have the verb speak without s with the subject they. When the subject is they, there is no s behind. Then we go to the formula. The formula for simple present tense is isema plus pp form. And the past participle of the verb that is underlined, speak, will be spoken. And next, the subject of the sentence is they and the object of the sentence is always after the verb, which is English. Now let's write the answer. So we're going to start with our object, English, and then followed by is MR. We're going to pick is M or R. So English is not spoken, PP form, by them in the shop. Okay, so we have the subject English is MR. We're going to pick is not PP form, spoken, then by your subject, by them in the shop. Question 17. Kevin asked Dennis a question. Okay, let's look at the tense use. The tense use here is simple past tense. By looking at the verb that is underlined, we know this is simple past tense because there is ed behind the verb. The formula for simple past tense is was were plus pp, and the pp form of the verb asked is asked. And the subject for this sentence is Kevin and the object is Dennis. Okay, now let's look at the answer. So when you are writing the answer, you can refer to the blue box in order to write the answer in a correct form. So it is object followed by was or were, then followed by past participle. So our answer is Dennis was asked a question by Kevin. Okay. Question 18. Somebody built the house last year. Okay, the tense used in this question is build. Build as in past tense. So the formula is was were plus PP form. Then the past participle is for build is built, and the subject is somebody. Now, if we see the subject, somebody is anonymous. That means we don't know who is the person. So when we don't know who is the person, we don't write the object in the answer. Okay, now let's look at the answer. The house was built last year. Full stop. Okay, you can refer to the blue box that is in the slide so that you can write the answer form correctly. Okay, next, number 19. She gives him a box. From the sentence, we know this is a present tense because of the verb that is underlined. There is a S behind and the subject is she. So there is a S behind the verb if it is a singular subject. Okay, the tense used is simple present tense. The formula is MR plus PP form. Past participle of the verb underlined gives is given. Subject is she. We're going to change to her when we write the answer. So subject will be the object, as you all know. And the object in this sentence is him. So when we are writing the answer, the object will become the subject and him will change to he. So let's write the answer. So the answer starts with he is given a box by her. Number 20. Max will look after him. Now look at the words that I have underlined. Firstly, I did not only underline the verb. I underline 3 words in this sentence. Just because first will to show that it is a simple future tense. And look after. Look after is a phrasal verb. So we have to bring this phrasal verb together when we write the answer. You cannot separate the phrasal verb. So that is why I've underlined all these 3 words. The tense used is simple future tense. So when you are writing simple future tense, the formula is will be plus PP form. And the past participle of the verb. The verb here is look after. So we just cannot separate the phrasal verb. So we have to put it together. Look after. So the past participle is looked after. So the only word that you're going to change is the verb, not the preposition that is next to the verb. So looked after, then the subject is Max, object is him. So when we are having a pronoun as our object, we need to know how to change it. For example, in this case, him is the object. So when we are writing our passive voice answer, him will be changed to he as subject pronoun. Okay, let's look at the answer. The answer is he will be looked after by Max. Question 21. The waiter brought Fred a big steak. Now, if you see this question first, the word underlined brought proves to us that this is past tense. So the formula used is was or were plus PP. Then our past participle is brought. Brought, brought. Subject is the waiter and object is Fred or a big stick. For this question, we always refer to this question as two object sentence. That means we will have more than one answer. Okay, let's look at the answer. Now I'm going to start with Fred as my subject. So Fred was brought a big steak by the waiter. Or if I want to use a big steak was brought to Fred by the waiter. Now, when you are writing the answer, please make sure you do not change the meaning of the sentence. The meaning of the sentence should be the same as the question given. For example, for question number 2, a big steak was brought to Fred. You cannot say by Fred because the waiter is bringing the steak to Fred. So we're going to write to Fred by the waiter. Okay, you cannot use any other preposition other than to when there is two subject sentence for passive voice. A two object sentence in the passive voice. Next question. Somebody broke into our bungalow last week. The word underlined here, broke into, is a phrasal verb. That means you need to bring this word together. You will not be able to separate them. So, broke tells us that this is a past tense, and the keyword last week also proves to us that this is definitely a past tense. So the formula is was, were plus PP form. Next is the past participle of the word underlined. Broke into will be broken into. And the subject, somebody, is anonymous. Again, anonymous means we don't know who is that person. Okay, no gender, no name. We don't know. So when we don't know, we don't write the object in our answer. Then our object is our bungalow. Let's look at the answer. Our bungalow was broken into last week. We don't have by who because it's anonymous. We don't know. So we no need to write. We can omit, delete it. Next question, 23. The teacher told us a joke. In this sentence, we can clearly tell that this is a past tense. Okay, when this is a past tense, you know this the formula is was, were plus PP form. Then our past participle of the word underlined told will be told. Subject is the teacher and object, we have two objects here, which is first us. When we change to subject, you get we and a joke. So we have more than one answer here. Okay, let's look at the answer. Now, in case you don't know how to write the answer, you can look at the blue box given. That is the form to write your answer. So object, we have two objects. So that means there is two answer. So first object, us, will change to we because of subject pronoun. Now we are going to write the subject. So we were told a joke by the teacher. Okay, next answer. A joke was told by the teacher to us. Okay, these are the two answers. Now please make sure after the subject you need to know whether to use was or were. You cannot simply pick whichever you like because we need to refer to the subject whether it is singular or plural. If it is a singular subject we use was. If it is a plural subject we use were. And followed by the past participle and the rest of the words that is in the sentence. Next one. They will meet Doris at the station. Okay. When we look at the sentence and the verb that is underlined, we know that this is a future tense because of the word will. And the formula is will be plus PP form. And the past participle is meet, become met. Subject is they. When we are writing our answer, our subject will become the object. So, the object pronoun of they is them. The object itself is Doris. Now, let's look at the answer. So, the format to write the answer is object will be plus PP form. So, Doris will be met by them at the station. Next, Julia rescued 3 cats. Okay, the word rescued underline is a verb. This is a past tense because of the word ed behind. So when we are writing past tense, the formula is was, were plus PP form. And the past participle of rescued is rescued. No changes to the spelling. And the subject is Julia, object is 3 cats. Let's look at the answer. The cat, sorry, the, sorry, 3 cats, this is plural, so we use were. 3 cats were rescued by Julia. Next, the students handed in the reports. In this sentence, the verb underlined is a phrasal verb which cannot be separated. So let's look at the tense used. It is past tense because of the verb handed, got ed behind. And the formula for past tense is was, were plus PP form. Next, the past participle of handed in will be handed in. It's already been changed to past participle form, so there is no changes there. And the subject here is the students and the object is the reports. Now let's look at the answer. The answer is the reports. This is plural because of the S, so we're going to pick were. The reports were handed in by the students. Next one, Maria crashed into the blue car. When we look at the sentence, the word underline, the verb underline is again a phrasal verb, but there is a ed behind, so we know this is a past tense. Formula for past tense is was, were plus pp form. And the past participle of crashed into is crashed into. Okay, there is no changes in spelling as well. And the subject is Maria and the object is the blue car. Okay, when we look at the answer, the blue car was crashed into by Maria. Next, Alex learned the poem. In this sentence, we know this is a past tense because of the verb underline learned got ed behind. So the formula is was, were plus pp form. And the past participle of the word learned is learned. This is a regular verb, so there is no. Okay, I am very sorry. The past participle of the word learned is learn. Okay, so the answer is was learned by Alex. Okay, the subject is the poem, the object is Alex. Again, I made a mistake here. Sorry. Okay, subject is Alex. Object is so the answer is the poem was learned by Alex. Next, 29. Okay, now there is some mistake in the numbering. Okay, instead of 28, 29, go and write 35. So you can correct it. It's not a big deal. You just have to cut and write the correct number. They play handball. This is the most easiest sentence. The sentence shows us that this is a present tense because of the word play, the verb. So they play handball. Shows us that present tense formula is mr plus pp form. And the past participle of play is played. Subject is they. When we are writing the answer, they, subject will change to object. So subject pronoun, they will become them as the object pronoun. And object is handball. Now let's look at the answer. Handball is played by them. Number 30, she puts rucksack on the floor. The word puts shows us that this is present tense and the formula is mr plus pp form. And the past participle of puts is put. Remember, this is the word that has no changes in its past participle form nor the past tense. Is put, put. So subject is she, subject pronoun change to object pronoun becomes her. Object is rucksack. Let's look at the answer. The answer is rucksack is put on the floor by her. Next, did they catch the thief? Now, first, remember, always underline the verb. Okay, let's underline the verb. The verb is catch. Okay, there is something different in this question. That is, there is a question form. So this is a question passive voice. So when we are writing the question passive voice, we have to be very careful of the word, especially the first word. Okay, now the word that is underlined first here is did. So we know this is a past tense and the formula is was were plus PP form. And the past participle of the verb underlined catch will be caught and the subject is they. Subject pronoun they will change to them when we are writing the answer. It will be changed to object pronoun. The object pronoun of they is them and the object is the thief. Now, when we are writing the question form of passive voice, please look at the blue box that is given here. This is the format, this is the form that is used to write the question form. Was, were plus object plus PP form. So, before we write the object, we need to identify whether it's a singular or a plural. So the thief, that means it is singular. So was the thief caught by them? Question mark. No question mark means the whole answer is wrong. Although your tenses may be correct or your past participle may be correct, if there is no question mark, everything is wrong in the exam. Next, will the king inaugurate the new bridge? This is again a question form. As usual, please underline the tense given. So the tense is will inaugurate. Now I underline will because I want to differentiate between future tense and also the other tenses. So if you never underline will, it will be a present tense. We don't want that. If you identify this as a present tense, the whole thing is wrong. So the tense used is future tense. Formula is will be plus PP form. And the past participle of inaugurate is inaugurated. And the subject is the king. Object the new bridge. So let's look at the answer. So following the blue box given, will plus object plus be plus PP form. So your answer is will the new bridge be inaugurated by the king. 33. Do they make cars in Korea? This is definitely a present tense because of the do. Verb to do present here. So do does is always belong to present tense. And we underline the verb as usual, make. So the formula for present tense is MR plus PP form. Past participle is make becomes made, subject they, subject pronoun change to object pronoun will become them. Object is cars. So the answer here is MR. So we're going to pick are because of the object cars, plural. Are cars made by them in Korea? Question mark. Next, when did they hijack the plane? So there is few things that you need to take note in this question. For example, the WH question when. When you see a WH question, please copy the WH question except for who, because there is a formula to write the answer when you see a WH question of who, which I will discuss very soon when you come across question with who or by whom. Okay, now let's look at this question when. So just ignore this when part because it is not important at all, because at the end of the day you are going to copy down this in your answer. So we don't need to look at the when, no need to get panic. Next is underline the tense. The tense used is hijack, and I also underline did as well to show that this is a past tense. So the formula used is was, were plus PP form, and the past participle of hijack is hijacked. There's a ed behind. Subject is them. Subject pronoun they. Sorry, subject pronoun they change become them. Okay, when we are writing the answer, and the object is the plane. So let's look at the answer. When was the plane hijacked by them? Question mark. Now, to write the answer, you can refer to the blue box given. Next, 35. Is a doctor going to examine you? Okay, this is a very peculiar question. Before we even go into this question, let me remind you that the formula that is given in this question, I have not taught you. I have not even give you a tenses related to this. So which means that this is just an extra knowledge for you. And it also means that you will not come out for your exam. Okay. But this is in passive voice in general. So you should at least know. Okay, just because it's not coming out for exam doesn't mean you should not know about it. Okay, is a doctor going to examine you? Okay, first glance, if you look at this question, you may think this is present continuous because of the word ing, going, ing. But you are wrong. This is not present continuous because of the word to examine there. To examine is a to infinitive. So there is a format to change this sentence to passive voice. Now let's look at the tense use. Apparently, the tense use here is going to future tense. Now, when I taught you future tense, whether it is tense or whether it is in passive voice, I never taught you going to because it is not inside Fung Yu's English syllabus. Okay, the only tense that you learn is will. Okay, so that's the only tense that will be used for future tense. However, in this question, this is a future tense. Okay, so formula is going to plus be plus pp form, and the past participle is examine. Okay, the verb underline is examine. Okay, I shouldn't have underlined is there. Okay, is misleading. It may confuse you. Okay, so examine, past participle is examined. Subject is a doctor. Object is you. Okay, let's look at the answer. So if you want to write the answer down, you can refer to the blue box given. So is MR plus object plus going to plus B plus PP form. So we're going to choose is MR based on the object. So the object here is you. Okay, are you going to be examined by the doctor? Okay, are you going to be examined by the doctor? Okay, this is the answer. So this ends the lesson explanation for the passive voice. I will give you a set of new questions for you to do. So I hope